Hello guys, welcome to another grand interesting video on your Leansimcorp channel, and in this today's video we are going to understand about production and its related concepts. Okay, so in detail we are going to understand about the production system. So let us look at the agenda for today. So in this videos we are going to understand about production concept, production systems, analysis of systems and input output model. Okay, and this is what is going to be a complete journey in this today's video on industrial engineering. So talking about the production, right? What is production? We clearly know that when the production it means is nothing but to produce something. We are going to create something. But to produce something there has to be something like input and then output, right? Once you put something in, you're going to get something out, and this complete journey is nothing but production. When we deep dive into the concept of production, production is any process or procedure which has been developed to transform a set of input elements like man, material, capital, information, and energy into a specified set of output elements, right? Like it might be a finished product or services in proper quantity, quality, thus achieving the objective of an enterprise. You getting me? So when we talk about the production concept, it is not only about creating products, and then we can call that as production. It is also about services, like the IT services are being provided where we process information as an input and we deliver something as like say software or something as an output, right? So it has not to be always a physical entity in a production. It can be a digital as well, right? So as we mentioned, production is something as it might be a raw material, resources, man, natural resources as an input to the system. Then the system, a factory, or you say a computer, your laptop might be also the system which produces something out, that might be softwares, or that might be a car which has been produced from a factory and something, and that has been delivered to the customer, and this whole cycle is a production system, right? Now let us understand about production factors. What are the production factors? Okay, so the factors include nature, because you need the land and other natural resources. You need, even electricity is going to be a resource. Then you need a labor, that is going to be a human force. Then you're going to need a capital, which might be a factory building, machinery tool, raw material. In case of services, it would be your laptops, computers, right? And then the enterprises activity that organizes other factors of production into an operating unit, right? So it's enterprise as well. So these are all the elements, very important factors for any production system to be set it up. Okay. So now let us understand about production system in detail. So we looked into what is production, how the production is going to work. Now what is the production system? A production system can be viewed as a framework or a skeleton of activities within which the creation of the value can occur. Okay, so it is nothing but a complete framework out of it. Briefly, the difference between the value of inputs and the value of the outputs represent the value created through production activities, right? So that is what is the production system. That you have a framework ready, a process ready, in which you're going to produce something out in there. So that is what the production system is. Now, when we talk about what is the simplified production system, let us look at a framework of a simplified production system. So when you look at the framework of a simplified production system, this is how it looks. You're going to have an input, you're going to have a raw material storage, you're going to have operations been performed, and then you're going to have a final inspection, finished goods storage, and then you're going to have outputs. Okay, looking at the input, when we look at that, we are going to have a receiving reports, inventory reports. When we look at the operations, you're going to have schedules, route sheets, production reports, time and cost records. Looking at the final inspection, finished goods storages, you're going to have inspection reports, inventory reports, and the output you're going to have shipping orders. The great thing about this is that all reports and records are directed to the production manager in your production system. So this is how the production system looks. You're going to have all these inputs, outputs, you're going to have all these reports, you're going to have all this production manager thing, right? Now, we saw the production system, how it looks. Now, let us analyze different types of production systems, right? So, we are going to have mainly four different types of factors on which it is going to get defined. So, we are going to have a jobbing, batching, masses, or processes, right? So, these things are really going to determine how these things are going to work out, right? So when you look at the factors for the jobbing, batch, mass, or process systems, so jobbing is very clear. So if you see manufacturing or what I can say, space station or rocket, manufacturing a complete aeroplane, manufacturing a complete ship is going to be jobbing. Batching can be, same type of what I can say, like batches. The products are being produced in a batches. Masses, mass productions like pens, lamps, cigarettes, and the process industry would probably be oil industry, petrochemical industry, stuff like that. So these four types of systems are now we're going to analyze in the production system. So when we talk about the equipment, what are the equipments that will be required for these four types? So we need a standard machinery. We need standard machinery for jobbing. For batching, it is similar to the jobbing. We need standard machinery, but may also need special purpose tools. When we talk about the masses, machinery for one range of product. When we talk about the processes, entire factory is integrated at all the stages, right? So this is about when we talk about the equipment for this. Talking about the type of the building, okay. So this building, you need a single or multi-story building for the jobbing. Mostly you'll need a single story because you cannot put anything on the multi unless something like warehouse and stuff. Batching, when we go for, it is similar to jobbing, and then when we go for masses, it's similar to again jobbing, and when we go for process, it's like we have no type of building because it is enclosed inside a building. So no enclosure is there inside a building. What does it mean is, in the process industry there are multiple buildings, okay, which entirely a single building acts as a complete station, right? So that's where it is not been, we cannot quantify it into the type of building. Looking at the layout of the factory, in the jobbing you're going to have a process of functional layout. Batches you're going to have same as jobbing, but for some factories maybe group layout. When we talk about masses, you're going to have a line layout. For process, you're going to have an entire factory as a one machine, right? Looking at the other factors of the jobbing, batching, and the mass process, type of the flow is intermittent flow, similar to jobbing in batch. Mass, we are going to have a continuous flow, and the process also going to have a continuous flow. Talking about the cost and the time, cost is high in jobbing, total time is high in jobbing. The ratio of total operational time versus total time is going to be less than 1 in jobbing. Batching, it is going to be better than jobbing, similar to jobbing, all other details we are going to have. Mass flow, we are going to have a cost as low, time as low, and the ratio is near to 1. When we talk about the process, the cost is very low and the ratio is theoretically near to 1. When we talk about the working process, we are going to have a high in jobbing, we are going to have similar to jobbing in batch, small whip for masses, and theoretically we are going to have no whip because the process industry will have pipes and all those stuff like storage tanks and all. So we cannot calculate whip in that, so it's theoretically no whip. And the last parameters for this, when we talk about our foreman, the ratio of supervision to the operators for jobbing is 1:30, 1:50 in batch, 1:50 in mass, 1:15 in process. So you see it goes on reducing. Now looking at the type of the industry we are going to have, okay. Jobbing, as I mentioned, shipping, civil, process. Batching, we have machine tools, furniture, clothes. Mass, food, cigarette, TV, lamps. And for process, it would be chemicals, oil, and petrol and stuff like that. This is how it works. So this was analogy of the production system. Now when we talk about the input-output model for a production system, what does it mean is that the efficiency of the engineering system is calculated by output versus input, right? And when you see, the inputs are material, man, energy. The production process is your plant and facilities. In service, it would be your laptops, and the output would be goods and services. For the product oriented, for you would be softwares and stuff like that. Okay, so I have this PPT with me. If you want this, presentation out of this video, let me know in the comment section. Type PPD, and you need to go and register at our website leansimcorp.com, and you need to subscribe. So if you have all these three things done, we will right away send this PPD to you so you can study production systems out of this. So in this video, we have completed all the agendas and we have understood what the production is, starting from the production concepts, coming out to the production systems, then analysis of the systems, and then input output model of the production, right? So if you haven't liked our video yet, do like it, share with friends. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Visit our website leansimcorp.com for exciting educational far and more such contents literally available just for you. Join our Facebook groups. We have a one Facebook group for more updates. And the next video we are going to come up with on the next video is going to be on productivity, a great topic of industrial engineering. We understood production now, and then we're going to look into productivity. So stay tuned and let us meet in next video, guys. Till then, keep watching Leansimcorp and stay healthy. Bye bye.